Hey humans, day 41. Here we go. Distractions. Do you have any? Do you have a few? Do you have a zillion of distractions? Do you know what distracts you? Well, today we're going to be talking about Luke chapter 10. And towards the end of that chapter, it's a pretty long chapter. You should read it. Lots of things happening there as usual. But if you go all the way to the end and you go to verse 41, it says, "But the Lord answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you're worried and distracted by many things, but only one thing is necessary. For Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her." All right, let's back up just a quick second. I've been in church for a really long time, and I wasn't in church all the time. I just said I've been in church for a long time. There were some times where I got so distracted that I forgot about church, I forgot about God, I forgot about what's right. I just, went sideways for a minute, many years ago. But in church, as I was learning about the Bible, and I heard many stories about this that we read tonight. It's talking about Mary and Martha. There's two sisters, right? And Jesus comes to their town. Martha invites him to the house. Here is Jesus at her house with the disciples, and Martha is just trying to make everything right. Now think about it. When somebody is coming over to your house, what do? What's the first thing that we do is, wait, hold on. We want to make sure our house is in order. We want to go check the bathroom, make sure the bathroom is looking good, make sure the dishes are looking good, making sure the house smells good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to go through our checklist because we want to put our best foot forward. We want to be able, especially if it's somebody that it's so important, so valuable to us. We want to give them the best of what we have. So I have heard a lot of sermons, a lot of people talk about this, and they kind of downplay Martha because Martha is so busy, and Jesus is telling her like, "Hey, you're so busy, but the most important thing is, I know you want your sister being with you to work because your sister's sitting at my feet just listening to me and spending time with me, and you're busy trying to prepare for me, but what your sister's doing is valuable. It's important because I'm not going to be here forever." So I've heard a lot about that. I've heard a lot about, Martha, don't be so busy. We need to be like Mary. We need to be like Mary. And I agree. We need to slow down. I can talk to myself, talking to myself. Like, I am so busy and I have to make time for God. I have to slow down enough to make time for God. However, I don't want to dismiss the effort that Martha's putting in, the effort that she's putting in to give God Jesus, to show Jesus the best, to give him the best, to do the best for him. So I don't want to kind of downplay her energy and her effort. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, well, we all need to be like Mary. We need to not be so busy and just be at Jesus's feet. Not saying that it's wrong or right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we need to kind of find that balance. So I find myself where like I said, I'm kind of busy too. And it's just like, I just kind of get so wrapped up in the things of the day. And even emotionally sometimes, or even just obsessing over certain things and just keep myself busy. And there's times that some of our situations, some of the things that we're going through are so hard to deal with, so hard to manage, that we don't want to look at the person in the mirror. We don't want to deal with the thoughts in our mind. We don't want to handle the emotions in our heart. Sometimes we don't even know what to do with them. Sometimes we don't even know what's happening. So it's easier to stay busy. It's easier to keep things moving and not have to think, not have to process, not have to face, not have to confront, not have to talk about. It's just easy to just kind of put it to the side and just be busy. I don't have time to be sad. I don't have time to be depressed. I don't have time to have anxieties. I don't have time to just be discouraged and to be down and to feel the betrayal. Like, I don't have time to feel. I just don't have the time to feel. And we do that because it's not that we don't have the time. It's just that sometimes it's really, really, really hard to just be still because we can't deal with ourselves. Sometimes we distract ourselves in order to save ourselves. But today I want to say, yeah, we're busy like Martha was busy. I get it. However, let's try to be intentional about taking a few minutes, if that, it'd be great to be to have time, more time during the day, time during the week, but that we can exhale for just a moment and just kind of breathe in the breath of life. You know what I'm saying? Like that we can just say, you know what? I don't have the time, because if I go into that, if I start feeling, if I start thinking, I may not come back from that. I may not be able to recover from that because it's too much and it's too hurtful and it's too overwhelming that I may not be able to come back from that. But I encourage you to just take a moment and just be at the feet of Jesus. And you don't, if you can't rein in your emotions because they're too much, like I said, once you open those gates and they all floods out, everything floods out, you can't kind of rein it back in and just be functional after that. I believe in such an amazing God that I will allow you to rein it back in. And if you can't do it alone, find someone, your village, talk to somebody, let things out. And let's be at the feet of Jesus, just like Mary was. Yes, Martha was busy, but she was busy for God. And sometimes we're busy, and we're busy to save ourselves, to preserve our sanity, our mental health. But I encourage us to have those moments. Let's be intentional about having those moments that we can just sit at the feet of Jesus and spend time with God. And a lot of the times, or often, many people think, oh, I have to have my life right before I go to God. Or I have to go to God when things are okay because I always go to God when things are bad. Listen, it doesn't matter when you go to God. Just go to God. Just go to God. And just let everything out. And let me just tell you something. It's not like God doesn't know. It's not like God isn't there with you. God wants you to know that He knows that you know that He is with you. So be encouraged. Take a deep breath. Come have a moment with Jesus. Pour out your heart. And after you pour out your heart for a couple minutes, be still and listen. Because God is always, always speaking to us. Be encouraged. Let's have little Mary moments. It would be great if we could have a lot of Mary moments where you can be before Jesus all the time, but we got life to handle, things to do, right? But let's have those moments with Jesus. Be encouraged, my friend. Take some time. Talk to you soon. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will definitely see you soon.